worldwide. Pequeño Juan. Let's get this thing jumping. Hold up.
All right, Greg, what's going on, man? It's been a little bit.
What's up, dog? It has been a little bit. We've been on a little vacation, haven't we?
Yeah, we have been. But we're back, guys. We're back. And something that caught my attention yesterday was this video from Unrecord. I don't like the name too much, I'll be honest. I think they need to add an ED on the end of it. But it shows kind of like a body cam footage of them going through this building, first person shooter game. They are claiming it's legit. And I was like, man, this is something I got to get with Gray with. I got to talk to him about this.
Dude, I know. Like, I remember a while back, it was kind of being passed around the internet like it was a new game about to come out. And a lot of people thought, this is real. This is not like a real game. This is like body cam footage. But if you pay attention, it's like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Wait a second.
Like, is this for real?
What? Yeah. So a lot of people thought this wasn't legit, but it's on the Steam store. You can wish list it now.
Which I've already done.
Legit game. Me too. For sure.
So this is what I want to do. I got the video up. I know we kind of got a glance of it, probably while we're doing our dad duties and stuff like that, you know. Sure. But I wanted to go over it with you and kind of just get an impression and kind of take a little deep dive into this. And maybe definitely with me being an officer, right, is my background. I can kind of tell you, yeah, that looks kind of, you know, something's off about this. Maybe nothing's off. But I think this might be the next best thing, dude, for video games.
Yeah.
So,
me too, man.
All right, so let's check this out.
All right. So right here, the outside looks like a real place. I mean, the lighting.
I mean, the gun, man. I mean, that is, when you rack it too. I mean, the sound
and the movement of it looks like he's actually walking. So, you know, this rig would be, I guess, on his chest. So you can see each leg hitting the ground, and it does like this. And
I paused it right now, but do you notice on the screen how it's got like the shadows on it? I think that's what really just brings it out, man. I
think this is Unreal Engine 5.
Yeah.
I think so. This is
this is 5. Oh, I did not know that.
I thought it was. And even the running is exaggerated, but I've seen YouTube videos of guys, you know, doing this.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
I mean, he even says shots fired, like he's got the radio right there. You know, we do have a body camera mid-chest, right? And I'm just telling you, what you're seeing here, I mean, it's pretty dead on. Looking around the corner, the way he's holding it, the gunpowder coming from the gun when you shoot, I mean, it's so far the detail is just ridiculously good. Like I'm watching one of my body camera videos.
So does the body cam get blurry after you shoot because of the vibrations?
No, like, it does. I don't know.
It kind of vibrates the image, so it looks like the GoPro is actually getting hit from the shock of the bullets.
Now,
like the boom, boom, you know, the whole thing kind of shakes.
Look at this. When you're doing the reload and you're checking the mags, and it tells you how many mags, you know, unlike being on the bottom right with the little mini map and stuff, and you always keep count. You actually literally holding the mag and seeing.
You have to take it out.
And behind the magazine, Gray, is, you know, obviously, because I know you have a gun too. It has the numbers. It can show how many rounds are left in the magazine. So I think that's fantastic.
That is legit. I love when any game adds this and takes stuff off of the HUD.
Oh, yes. Makes it more immersive, right?
Dude. And just the environment. Whoa. So they have the faces of the people like kind of like imaged out, just like it would be on a real body cam, I guess. And the only thing that gave it away for me was the bodies as it dropped.
Yes.
Like that part didn't look as real.
Well, I'll say this too.
The environment and stuff looks really real.
I have to say this too. When you kick in the door and he's checking left, he checks left and he sees it's clear, right? Now this could just be the user, that's doing this, because apparently they said this is literally a game you can play. But when you go in and you check left and then you kick the door again and then you check left again, like you need to check the right side behind this door on that right. Anyways, that's just the officer me coming out.
Dude, you gotta split the pie, man.
Exactly. See, even you gotta split the pie.
You gotta split that pie.
The shadows are just so good, man.
They really did.
You'd think this would be virtual reality or something,
Look at the reflections on the ground too.
Look at that, a drone. There's a drone. I never noticed that.
Even when his body gets off balance, look, and he's having to clear it.
I was about to say that. That right there, what you just said, like that right there, I love that you tap rack and you just get back into the fight, right?
And it looks like he actually had a jam or something.
Yeah.
Even the
look at the speed mag, the speed change.
Yeah. I will say, dude, when you're trying to shoot really fast, it looks like that.
It does.
It
does.
Goes wild a little bit.
The sounds, what I just heard, you can hear the sounds projecting up, and you see how he looked up, and I just think they got the sound right too on this trailer. And I know it's just a trailer, okay? Let me just say that, but man, the sound, the immersiveness on this thing is just out of this world. And
you would probably know about this too, because I bet you've done a lot of
this
training indoors.
Yeah,
too.
Clearing houses, clearing malls, clearing all this stuff.
Yeah.
Now we don't go around just shooting, but so is this the moment to you that you finally realize that okay, the guys ain't as graphically compared to the environment? Once I think he ends up shooting the guy or something, right?
Yeah, when he shot that guy before is when I kind of saw, because I originally saw this playing just in YouTube.
Yeah.
Like a small,
see right here,
like the preview. And I was like, dude, this is body cam footage. And I actually had to go look at it to tell that it was not real.
Yeah.
Excellent trailer.
Excellent.
Dude, and
do you think it's legit? I mean, I everyone has to ask that. They saying it is, but do you believe them?
There's other games that I've played that look really real, and it's because they've baked in everything into one particular area. Back in the day, we actually had levels, and this was the area that you went to. You weren't going to change the environment a whole lot. You were just going to do things on that level.
Yeah.
And now they can do and use all the horsepower and all their energy on this one level, because this isn't an open world game. I wouldn't think.
No,
this is probably you go through these different, either houses or scenarios. I mean, I don't know, but looks like they put all their energy on make the environment look as real as possible.
I'll say this. First thing that comes to my mind when I saw this is wow, this would be awesome for training. I mean, I can even imagine going through and be great, all right, let's load up, make sure we have our mags. You can even get more immersive than that beforehand, making sure your equipment's right, loaded, having one in the chamber. I mean, if you go in that detail with speed loading and racking your gun before you go in the building, why not make sure, as being a fall, hey, make sure it's racked, ready to go. It's all training stuff, right? So when you go to shoot in a lethal situation, what if you pulled the trigger and there's no round in the chamber, and now you have to rack it. So, and then going in and you and me talking to each other and going around corners, literally, not just running out and respawning. I feel like this could be a huge training thing for police, just for the normal person, and just fun for the video game industry, because it's just next level. But
and I wouldn't be surprised if they actually scan this area. It's using Unreal Engine 5, and it looks like you can use a real-time ultra photo realistic environment. So I wouldn't be surprised if this is a real place that they scanned everything and then put that in the game. is
Well,
what I think is happening here, but I'm not sure.
well, that's what it makes me think of when you mention that is way back in the day, PlayStation 1, Final Fantasy 7, the graphics and all looked so great, right? But you had these little sprites that's running around on top of it and stuff because what they
Yeah.
did is they kind of threw like a picture portrait of
Yeah,
all this stuff,
matte painting.
and you can't react with everything, right? And I feel like they're doing that in some sort of sense, but you have Unreal
Except in
Engine
3D.
5. Yeah, in 3D, Unreal Engine 5, and it's just blowing our mind with everybody sees the body cam videos. So you're like, I think you mentioned that before we shot this video, you was mentioning everybody's fixated on they know what a body camera looks like, the video footage. So that's kind of playing into the whole carousel.
It makes me think of this. So, do you remember what's the movie with the giant mechs and they fight the big monsters and stuff? What is the name of that movie?
Transformers. Transformers.
No, not Transformers. It's like the giant mechs and they fight these monsters with these mechs.
Godzilla.
I know this is a tangent. I know this is a tangent, but I'm going somewhere with it. Giant mech movie. Fighting kaiju's.
This dude is like, I'm going to look this up right now and get this answer.
Pacific Rim is what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
Pacific Rim. Okay. So Pacific Rim 1 looks so much better than 2, and here's why. When they were like doing all the cameras of the actual fights and the robots and everything, it was like you were actually there. So it made everything look realistic, like it was really like happening. I remember watching the first one at the movies and it took my breath away. I was like, oh my gosh, it was so like big. And then the next one that they did, they filmed everything like they were right in their faces, like it was in the action.
Yeah.
But in real life, you would never be able to get like an actual video image in there.
So that's a good movie.
So fake.
That's a good movie example. Then exactly. Is this what you think they're doing?
Yeah, your brain automatically knows like there's a guy there with the camera, so that like tells you this is real. But if it's all over the place, it just looks like an animated movie.
Yeah.
So those little things that they did with like we know what a body cam like image looks like. So that tricks our brain into actually believing that it's real.
And that's what I'm saying. What you were saying with that is the body cam being fixated. Everybody sees these body cams posted all over Facebook, and that kind of plays into this. Do you think if they had this scenario in some other kind of video game world other than a police body camera, do you think it would have the same effect as it had on going viral when it came out?
I don't know, man. I think they just done a lot of things that when you put them all together, it came up with this. Like, I don't think it's one thing like in particular. I think it's the environment, it's the movement, it's the body cam, it's the bokeh like around it. It's all the little things that they've added that's like
the
really
shadows, man, gets me. Yeah.
The like lighting and everything is as close to like a real environment, I think. And I don't know. It's hard to put my finger on everything that they've done, but this is just like this game isn't even out yet, too. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be like.
So being guys that's grew up in the 90s, right? You and me go through from Nintendo to no internet to AOL internet to Super Nintendo, Sega, all the way up to 3D, N64. I mean, I can go on and on. Everybody knows, right? Going all the way from nothing to sprites to 3D now that we have. Do you think, this would be the last question, but do you think that this is something that's going to be game changing for the industry, for the video game industry?
I think so.
Or is it smoke and mirrors?
I think that Unreal Engine 5 is going to make some moves for real. Because like I don't think we've seen a lot of games that are using it. Like I don't know.
Remember the Matrix demo?
It's been out.
Remember the Matrix demo? That was Unreal Engine 5, wasn't it?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was pretty like realistic too, and most of that was outside.
Yeah.
I think you can do a lot with like indoors and make things look really like photo real.
Yeah.
Do you remember the old game called P dot T dot?
No.
That's another one that looked really good, and that was a long time ago. That was 8 years ago.
Yeah, I think it's time though. I think it's time that we have a little change in the industry, a little bit more. I mean, you've been thinking about it, it's over 30 years since the game industry like kind of really took off, I guess you can say. But guys, if you think the same thing, we just wanted to kind of go over this, kind of give you our thoughts on this thing because it just blew my mind. I know, Gray, you mentioned that it was astounding to you as well. So, guys,
For sure.
if you think the same thing, if you got any comments or you pretty excited about it, you think this is just smoke and mirrors, leave a comment below, and we'll see you the next time we come around. Hopefully, we get some more videos a little bit quicker out to y'all. Until then, as always, let's get it, and I'll see you later.
Later.